Corner podcast. My name is Jeff, as I'm sure you know by now, and his name is
Paul.
How are you today?
Yeah, I'm very good, mate. Yeah, I'm in a very, very good mood today.
Yes,
I'm very excited.
This has been a very exciting day for us because we have the Doctor in the house, Who Corner to Corner podcast. So over the last couple of weeks, we have been sending messages and voice notes back and forth to a certain Miss Jo Martin to try and arrange for her to come on and have a chat with us about her work and of course the Fugitive Doctor. So having met with her in November last year to film her revealing the Fugitive Doctor figure, we had a bit of a chat and then, got in touch online, said, hello, do you remember us? And she did, which was very nice. And yeah, like I said, we sent messages backwards and forwards, and she's very, 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 very busy, and fitted us in.
She did.
To a packed schedule, which was awesome of her and very kind of her. So we're going to hand straight over to chat with Jo, which we hope you enjoy. And nice to see you again as well. But,
oh yeah, definitely. Oh
no God. Action figures around this time.
No, well, there's one actually quite nearby.
Was that?
There's one quite nearby. Yeah, she's doing the splits. No.
Well, thank you very much for joining us this morning. I know that you're very busy and you very kindly fitted us in, which is amazing. Yeah. So we've got a bunch of questions here for you.
Yes,
so
I hope I can answer them all.
Come on.
I'm sure you'll be able to. So our first question is, well, we understand it was someone's birthday earlier this week, so many happy returns.
Come on, yeah, thank you. Yes, it was my birthday on the 29th.
How was it?
Wonderful. I mean, my family really took care of business. Do you know what I mean? Lovely flowers, lovely food, lovely little gifts. Nice. Lots of rest time. Everyone just sort of serving me.
Yes.
Which is lovely. Because I do love to cook, so I'm always in the kitchen cooking. But I've not touched the kitchen for like 2 days.
Yeah, that's good.
That sounds about right, really, for a birthday.
Yeah, snacks in bed.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Take some of that. Yeah.
So you've been quite busy lately, haven't you?
Yes, I have. I'm very blessed. I mean, because you know what this business is like. You know what I mean? I remember my niece has recently come into the business, and my sister was dead against it. And she reminded her. She said, "You remember when your auntie had to wear 2 summer coats in the winter because I couldn't afford to get a coat?" It's feast and famine in this game.
Yeah.
Tends to be, doesn't it?
Yeah, and especially now, I think the business is going through a whole. Since the strikes, and there's talk of another strike, and so there's lots of productions being held back. So lots of people who I know normally do work, because there's a small percentage that do work, are not working or are really struggling. Even my husband has had a really tough year this year. Do you know what I mean? He always works.
Yeah.
So I know how lucky I am to. And people go, because you're good. There are lots of amazing actors out there who are not getting the work, and you have to have a bit of luck. I don't believe in this. You make your own luck. Of course, there's a certain amount we can do, but after that, you do need a little bit of luck.
Yeah,
booking a Doctor Who gig was a bit of luck.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely. Yeah. Actually, just on that subject then, so how did it come about then that you were cast as the Fugitive Doctor, made such a memorable impact on the entire fandom, because nobody saw that coming at all.
They thought Captain Jack was the surprise.
Yeah.
Talk about misdirection.
I tell you, the fans were all outside the cathedral most days, and I mean, they were... I was getting elbows in my face they tried to get Jodie.
And they
were like,
had no idea.
You're playing whatever.
Do you know, it's funny. One of our friends, Aidan, went down to the filming there at the cathedral.
He was at the filming, wasn't he?
Yeah. And he had to go to something at college or uni, and we were all in our chat group going, leave it, just run, just go to the cathedral, go down.
There. Forget about your lecture, forget about your seminar.
Ignore your education.
Doctor Who in your hometown, mate. Go for it.
He went down and he met Jodie, and then he subsequently, watched the episode, discovered who you were, and he said to us, there was 2 doctors there, and I didn't realise.
That's right. It was so hard. I was like, oh God, I want to tell the world.
Yeah.
Because I mean, my eldest boys, I would class him as a Whovian. I mean, he watched old. Episodes and stuff, and he's a real. So all the stuff that me and my husband do, they don't really watch it, very rarely. I remember once I did Wizard versus Aliens, which is years ago. They were like, they're all up on that because they loved that, and that was Russell T. Did my one, and they'd always say, when are you going to get a Doctor Who? Why can't you be on Doctor Who? Because a few friends had booked some gigs on it. And I was like, yeah, it's about time. It's been years. It's like Paradise. It's like, bloody hell, it's been 20 years. I've not done one Death in Paradise, you know. He's trying to book a gig. So when I got the call and I told them, I said, oh, guys, I've got an audition for Doctor Who. They're like, oh, what's the part? And I was like, I think it's to play like a tour guide or something. I don't know. And they were like, oh, great. And then when I got the script, I was thinking, why am I flying a TARDIS?
Yeah.
But sometimes on these jobs, especially on these big jobs, they won't send you the real script. They'll send you something they've made up. You know, that happens a lot. You know, so I thought, oh, maybe this isn't the real script. It's just something they put together for the audition, you know, because they haven't finished writing it or what have you. And then, I just did it. It was nothing. And I think it was like literally 24 hours later, I got the call saying, oh, the job's yours. So I was like, oh, great. And they said, but do you know who you're playing? And I'm like, yeah, the tour guide. And then it was, no, you're going to be the incarnation of the Doctor. You're going to be the first Doctor. The way they put it in the canon. And I was like, and you can't tell anyone. I was like, oh.
No.
I mean, I did tell my husband. I could not tell him. But I couldn't tell the boys because they'd go to school and tell their Whovian friends.
That's
The
leap
they wouldn't be able
comes
to
from
keep
there,
that.
Yeah, I had to keep that lot. But they knew I was doing Doctor Who, but they didn't know what capacity. And actually, a little story there is that I actually, I got offered the job, we accepted the job, and then I lost the job. I don't know if you've heard this story before.
No.
I was doing a show, what was it called? In the Long Run, I think it's called. It's on Sky. It's Idris Elba. He produces it. It's the story of his life in the 80s, growing up
Funnily
in East
enough, the lad who played his son's friend, Matty Boys, did some videos for me years ago.
Oh, really?
So,
so there's a connection, more connections.
Beautiful.
Yeah, so I was in the middle of doing that. And the dates kept changing because Idris is a very busy guy. And we had to be doing scenes where sometimes you meant to be in a room with him. Suddenly it changed to a phone call because he couldn't be in the country because he was there doing some big mark or something or, you know, whatever he was doing. And things kept getting moved until there was one date that crossed over into the Doctor Who. And my agent said, it's one day. We'll work it. We'll talk. We'll talk to the back to like the people and they'll change it. And they said, the Idris people said, no, we can't change it because it's a hotel that we've booked. It's really expensive and Joe's in all those hotels. But then she's gone back to Doctor Who and said, look, thrown herself at her mercy because she's in the wrong. You're not supposed to put your artists up for anything if there are any dates that don't work. Because technically that means you're not available, right? By law. So Doctor Who people have said, well, we can't stand down everyone. It's a big day. That first day filming is a big day and we can't stand down. We went, my agent was trying to give money back to the Idris company to say, look, can you just write her out? Just write her out.
Oh,
this is a big job for Joe. This is a major job for Joe. I can't tell you why, but it's a major gig. And they wouldn't budge. And so I had to let it go. I've never heard my agent, God bless her, she cried. I've been with her for 100 years. I've never, when she called me to say, Joe, I've tried. I'm sorry, you've lost the job. I mean, I have to say, I didn't cry because I'm a great believer in what's for you can't get by you. It can't get by you. So then I thought, well, this is meant for someone else. And I just thought, imagine the joy when someone else gets that call, thought they hadn't had the job. Do you know what I mean? I know that sounds mad. I take joy in that someone else is going to get that call and and their life's going to change.
Yeah.
You know, their careers are going to change, you know, and I just let it go. And I remember my husband saying, well, that's your pension down the toilet, isn't it?
No. Thanks for your support, mate.
Yeah.
And then a few days later, I got the call. They managed to shift some things and the job was mine again.
Oh, fantastic. God.
Yeah. What a roller coaster that was.
Mate, I tell you, that's why you got to stay calm because the thing is, if I was a younger actor, I'm sure I would have gone mad. But I think as you get older, you're just happy to have health and strength. You know what I mean? That's my only worry. You know, am I healthy? Can this, you know, that's all I worry about. If you call that worry, that's all I'm concerned about. Everything else, jobs will come and go. What are you going to do?
Yeah.
But being a bit of a Doctor Who fan myself, it was a bitter pill, but I let it go.
Yeah. But
Yeah,
you got it in the end.
Yeah.
And what an impression you made. Because I remember watching that, right? So my daughter watches Doctor Who. She really got into Jodie, like, massively. So we kind of watch it together, you know? And we were watching that. I mean, that episode, we talked about it, Jeff, haven't we, so many times? Because it's such a masterclass in misdirection. Like you said, Jack's back, right? And that's like, you know, that's the main thing.
And like you said,
and then they just pile on all this stuff. Space runners. But then, no, wait, you know, the Doctor's digging in the sand, a police box, and then you come out and drop that line, and it's like,
mate, I got goosebumps doing that line. I literally
Did you really?
It was like, I knew, because the thing is, we knew that nobody knew, and that moment, there's such a significant, that line, I literally was getting choked up, and I'd have to go again, and it was, I remember it, and also just remembering the memories of being this young girl, you know, and trying to imitate Doctor Who as a little girl, and being told, you know, by my cousins and my siblings, you can't be Doctor Who. Look at you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You know, you're so far from what the franchise is, what they felt that it should look like.
Yeah.
And all those things came rushing back, and knowing that globally, lots of little girls, you know, of colour are going to feel a certain way, as we all did as women when Jodie stepped up to the mantle and done such an amazing job, and she's such an amazing person as well. So it just makes it even more lovely when someone like that gets a gig like that, because she is just so supportive. I'm happy to be able to call her a friend.
Awesome. I remember that whole episode. You know, it was kind of teased and trailed like it's a little bit of a fun romp with the Jadoon and you know, all this kind of stuff.
Are back,
and you know, that picture came out of Jodie standing opposite one of them, and all the cathedral filming and stuff. But no one had any idea. And like you said, you know, you think, oh, it's Jack. Oh wow, what a surprise, because he'd been away for a few years. And I remember just like watching it at home. My wife doesn't really follow Doctor Who, and I sat there and I was like, oh my god, like, you know. She said, what is it, you know, and I'm watching, like, you know, the whole thing has changed, you know.
Can you imagine that cry going up across the whole country in unison at that moment?
Listen, from when I was sitting there with the kids, and when that moment when I'm still Ruth, but then she has that Doctor moment when she fights all the Jadoons, and they were like, what? Wait a minute, Mum. What? They were like, what's happening here? What's going on here? What is, you know, but they were still quite calm. They were a little like, oh, I didn't know you were doing that, Mum. You never said you, what? When did you do all those moves? Blah, blah,
it's like, Mum's a badass.
Yeah.
That's right. They were like giving me high fives and shit. And I was like, you wait.
So you didn't tell them anything, and you sat down and watched it live. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah.
And my husband was working away in France at the time. He was touring a play about Nina Simone, amazing play. But anyway, and so we had him on a little Zoom thing, and it was just amazing. It was just amazing watching it. I wish I'd filmed my eldest reaction. It was
a reaction shot.
Quite something. Yeah.
That's incredible. So when you got the part and the episode went out, did you have any idea how popular you and Fugitive would become, and the impact that she'd have with everything? I
mean, naively, because that's naive to say, no, I didn't. Do you know what I mean? I really didn't. Although I knew it was a special job, I just thought, it's one episode. It's, you know, it's really fun. The first inkling I had was when the BBC people were saying to me, you know, it's going to get a bit mad. Maybe you should come off social media for, you know, a month or so, you know, when the show airs, and you never know what you're going to get, and all this kind of thing. And that's when I thought, oh, really? You know, I love my little social media.
You're really good on it, You
know what I mean? It's like, I like having a little look about the same and whatnot, sharing stuff. But anyway, I did. I came off. But then friends and family were literally screenshotting hundreds of messages and stuff and send it to me anyway. So I was seeing everything, and everything seemed to be so positive. You know, there was a few naysayers, but they were so few and far between. And the Doctor Who fans would literally, when something negative would come up, they would just cover them.
Cover them.
Just piling.
yeah, they'd all just pile in. It's like, yeah, don't play with me. I've got this. Look at my team here, you know. So then I went back on social media and I read the good, the bad, and the ugly, but mostly good.
Yeah.
And so, I think I was naive in believing that, you know, it's just another job, even though it was a special job because I love Doctor Who. But but it has been a game changer. I mean, the thing is, I've been very fortunate in my career, as in that I have nearly always worked. I've had, you know, as I've said to you, the famine days. But just before Doctor Who and everything, you know, a few years before that, everything had gone kind of stable. You know what I mean? Yeah. But Doctor Who puts me on a different level again, and it would be really. It would be a lie to say it hadn't changed so many things, you know what I mean? It really has. And also the American doors open as well. And then that whole world of, I mean, I've not done many. I think I've done about 3 or 4. The Comic-Con conventions, meeting the fans, meeting these incredible people. You know, it's like my son has come with me to one and my husband's come to a couple, and they love them because, you know, the inclusivity of it all, you know, we're a very inclusive family, the Whovians, you know, we're living in a world where everything has to be exclusive and, oh, you're not allowed to, oh, you're not part of this or you're not, where it all can come, you know what I mean? And at these conventions where you're safe to express yourself and be who you want to be, and I just think they are. That has been also an icing on the cake. I look forward to doing more of them. I thought I was a bit like conventions, Comic-Con, because I had no idea. I just thought, oh, this must be some tacky thing. What is this? What is this? What? It's far from that. It's far from that.
It's great, isn't it?
Massive events now.
Well, Paul, you've never been to one.
I've met some amazing people.
Yeah, but Thomas that I mentioned earlier, we've got a little chat group, and he sent us a picture of you and him and Jodie from maybe last year sometime. And I see so many great pictures of you with other people on Twitter and stuff, and the poses you do and the enthusiasm and stuff is awesome. And just everyone, you know, who's done those with you and met you speaks really highly of it all and had a great time.
Nice.
So it's really good.
Oh Lord!
I also like seeing, you know, the cosplayers and, you know, people who just kind of get into the whole vibe of it.
I love that. It's amazing, and I mean the pictures that people send as well when they dress up as my Doctor, the Fugitive Doctor. That is amazing, and I've seen men, women, white, black, brown people, everybody. Because again, as you say, it's you know, it's everyone. You can be who you want to be, you know. And some of the costumes are really the attention to detail on some of these costumes. I saw one the other day. Who is Jodie? Oh my god, she even does the facial expressions and the stuff, and I was like, wow. You know, Jodie Mark II. She should be Jodie Stunt Woman if she can do a forward roll. I'm sure.
So, what was it like getting turned into an action figure and you know, that process and seeing yourself like that?
Yeah, get it out. Come on.
There you go. Look at that. There you are.
Yeah, keep it real. Keep it real.
Mine's on my shelf at home, actually, with my other figures.
It's never going to get stale. People might get fed up. It's like my profile picture on all my social medias is my Doctor.
Yeah.
That I'm never going to change that picture. Know that. No. I don't know what would make me change that picture. If you see me change that picture, you'd be like, "Oh, Joe's having a breakdown. Something's happening."
Something's wrong.
She's lost the faith.
Exactly. Whatever other job I'm going to go and do, I never. The only thing I may replace it with for a time is a picture of my doll. Because my son was like, "Oh, why don't you put your doll on your thing?" You know what I mean? I was thinking, "Oh yeah, maybe I should for a while." Then that would
be fun.
Yeah. So maybe I'll put my action figure, put them in some, you know, doing stuff.
Yeah. You know what? Yeah, you should get in on it. You know, other people have done pictures of your figure and things. You need to get in on that as well and take a few.
I've missed the trick there. I mean? So I'm really. So, you know, it's just amazing, you know, to know that you're out there that even when I'm gone, that's still going to be out there.
Yeah,
well, and that's it. And in the show as well, you'll always be in the lineup of the Doctors, and there'll be books and comics and all sorts of things. With you
it's
in.
mad.
Yeah.
And we still got the big finish to come. We haven't had that.
Indeed, yeah. I was going to ask you about that.
Oh, good. Sorry, go on.
That's all right.
Yeah. Well, you've recorded it, haven't you?
I certainly have. They kept saying it was a secret, but every Whovian I bump into, they're like, "Oh yeah, you're out in January. It's coming out in January." But I think it was announced now, right? It's been announced.
Yeah.
They announced obviously a while ago, and
we don't know what the stories are particularly, do we? I don't think.
No,
but we know it's there's.
Well, I'll tell you
there's
everything.
a box set.
No,
you won't. No.
We'll just cut recording.
Yeah, we're definitely not recording now.
No.
Honestly.
Oh, good. I'll just keep my mind.
Spill it all.
But they're brilliant. All I can tell you is that they're brilliant.
Yeah.
They're brilliant. They're really good eps, and I was so grateful for the standard of the scripts and the other actors they got to come on board to come and guest on it with me, just of a standard that I was just blown away by.
Yeah.
And but we recorded them so long ago. I think it's literally 2 years ago now.
Yeah,
really?
when we saw you
Why
for
did
the
it take
figure
so long?
stuff. Well, I guess they
we keep
need to
asking
do.
them, don't we?
Yeah, it's a lot of post-production work on them and the sound and stuff. But it does. Maybe someone suggested it was a contractual thing, and maybe they had to wait until a certain amount of time after the Jodie era had finished on TV to put stuff out, because Sasha's Master stuff hasn't come out yet either. So,
that's to come.
Yeah, so people are eagerly awaiting all of it. And,
seriously, the anticipation is almost like fever pitch, isn't it?
Yeah,
it's
crazy.
Like,
after our filming with the figure, people were saying, any mention of Big Finish? And I said no, because you said then that you'd recorded it, and like you were saying about getting the role on the show and having to keep it secret. It's a little bit different, of course, but. With the figure stuff, and I'd see people online saying, "Where's the Joe figure? They've missed a trick," and getting quite irate. And I was thinking, if only you knew, keeping that secret,
exactly. Yeah.
And you're going to be blown away by it when you see it, because, like Al said, I think it's the best figure they've done. It's incredible.
Amazing.
She's great.
And if you notice, when you look on the side profile, I swear to God, it is me to a T.
Yeah,
it's me all round. But it's just the likeness is just. I mean, how do you do it? How do they?
Yeah, we've talked to Alan Ed, who's the sculptor guy, and the work they do is phenomenal.
It's good.
Yeah.
Please applaud him for me. He's like, you know what I mean? It's just incredible. Really, really. I'm so pleased. I'm so chuffed. And I, as they said, as you said, I think it was you that said I'm going to be signing it forever.
Yeah.
Because lots of people are trying to find me now to get me to sign their boxes and stuff, and friends and family. My son's a guitar teacher, this Italian guy, Mirko, the guitar teacher. He's bought it, so I've got to try and. I might have an open day at my house for friends and family.
Let us know. Yeah, we'll come round.
Yeah.
Like refreshment tables along the way.
That's right. Not enough to cook. Yeah.
You could do Joe Convention. Do your own one.
I like that.
I'll let you can have
that.
Yeah.
Joe Con, that would be good.
He's full of these things, Joe. He's full of them. He just pops
full
them out
of
like
something.
That. Yeah.
So
brilliant.
Did you ever read the Fugitive Doctor comic that came out as well?
Do you know what? I got sent one, and I didn't even. I took it with me. I was on a job, and it got misplaced.
Oh no!
It
got misplaced, and I've never got another one. But my husband said he's gonna, because he'll get the T-shirts when he sees them out, and and they're all into comics, so apparently they're going to be getting it. So hopefully, but no, I haven't.
It was really good. So hopefully you can track that down and read about your adventures.
Yay!
Further adventures.
Yeah.
Yay.
So tell us a little bit about what you've been working on at the moment, and you've had a new show starting this week as well, haven't you? Marlow Murder Club.
Marlow Murder Club is that aired about 4 weeks ago.
Okay.
We start filming the next series to that. We start that in about 3 weeks' time.
Excellent.
So that got commissioned before it even aired, because I think the Americans, really, it's American money and all this, and they love the whole murder mystery and the English countryside. I mean, have you been to Marlow? It's so gorgeous.
It's nice.
It's so pretty. So they recommissioned it before it had even aired. So we were like, yay!
Well, that's confidence in the show, isn't it?
Absolutely,
and you guys,
absolutely.
yeah.
It's a great cast. It's a great little watch. It's one of them little Sunday romps, you know what I mean? I think I'm going to be in what's that? Midsummer Murders, an episode I did.
Oh, yeah.
On this Sunday. It's one of these Sundays coming up. My one's coming up. And I'm currently filming a Netflix series.
Yes, that's what you'd said, yeah.
What's his name? Corbin? Fool Me Once. You know, lots of his books have been turned into Netflix shows. About 9 of them.
Right.
Yeah.
Fool Me Once was the Netflix biggest show this year.
Yes.
Colburn, and I'm sure I'm saying his name wrong. God forgive me. And so it's another one of his books that they're turning into. You know, they're all like sort of mystery drama type things.
Yeah.
And I'm still filming that, so it's keeping me very busy.
Yeah.
Between that and running up and down. And a couple other things that I can't tell you about.
Yeah, you know, everyone we talk to on the podcast has things that they can't talk about.
Yeah.
And we try and, you know, get it out of them, but everyone's really good and
it has to
keeping
be
the
very
secrets.
good. Far too skilled.
Listen, give me a brandy.
That's easily done. Brandy,
get some brandy.
For the lady.
Yeah.
Wait.
That loosens my lips. A little brandy, a little sip. You know.
Oh,
So it's a very golden time for me.
Yeah,
I'm
you're
so
really
lucky.
busy.
And another show that I'm involved in called Dreaming Whilst Black, with an amazing artist called Ajani Salmon. That's been recommissioned.
Brilliant.
There'll be a crossover of that, I suppose, while I'm doing Marlow Murder. I think that's in autumn, like September, and I finished Marlow Murder about September as well. But I'm hoping for a break because I've got this lifelong ambition I've always had to go to Japan. I really want to go to Japan, and the boys really want to go. Have you ever been? Have you ever been in
No,
Japan?
do you know,
I've
I'd like
been
to go
once.
there.
Loved it.
You've been?
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
Where did
I
you
was
go?
out there.
You went Tokyo? Or?
I did. Well, Tokyo and Kyoto. So, because I worked for a corporate company, they were based in Kyoto, so that's kind of where we were. And I didn't see much apart from the inside of various hotels. But when we did get out in the night, I mean, it was like Blade. I mean, it is like Blade Runner.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And all everything you see in the mag. Oh man, is it really?
That's one of my favourite films. Blade
One of my
Runner,
top
one of my
films.
favourite.
See,
I didn't
we got a little
love
connection
remake.
going on here. I love it.
I didn't love the remake.
Did it the sequel? I thought it was alright with Ryan.
I didn't love it as much. I mean, I love Ryan.
No, it's not the same league.
He does. Listen. But I don't have that. Like, I haven't been drawn to watch it over and over again. I enjoy it. But my test, if I really love it, I want to watch it again and again.
Yeah.
The old Blade Runner, I've lost count how many times I've watched that film. Whereas that one, I've only watched it the once, and I enjoyed it.
But not in the same.
I've not felt like, I might want to watch it again and watch it again. I've not had that feeling.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Okay.
But no, Japan is where I want to go. I don't know if you've got
Get
people
over there.
in Japan. I think you do. Yes, you do.
I'm sure.
Yeah, I think they're over there. Yeah. They're global. Who thinks this is a global
what
thing
am I
now?
talking about? Yeah, I've had messages from Japan. What am I talking about? Yeah, I've had messages from people from Japan who are big fans, actually. I'll have to make an announcement. I'm going to be in Japan.
Yeah, Joe Con
to
goes
Japan.
international. Yeah. The
Yeah.
show's going to get even bigger very, very soon, isn't it? With shooting starting
Disney and all that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Whoa! Wow!
It's
Can't
going to be
wait.
big.
It's
We're
quite
only a couple of weeks away. Is it
Couple of
next
weeks,
weekend?
I've seen
Yeah,
the
next
trailer and I'm
weekend.
like, come on! I
Do you know
love
what?
him.
Yeah,
I love
I'm
him.
getting excited again for it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Every time we sort of finish one Doctor and you're like, oh, I love that Doctor. That Doctor was
Yeah,
great.
yeah,
There can
yeah,
be no other. And then suddenly you get the new Doctor. Oh, this Doctor's amazing.
Yeah.
Another vibe. It's another
That's
vibe.
it.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? It's completely different. And obviously,
Yeah.
you saw that one over Christmas. You can see that Disney look that they're going for. That whole, it's a different thing.
It is.
Which some people
Yeah.
are going to love, some people are going to hate. You know what I mean? But I'm just like, let's just keep it moving. Let's enjoy.
Exactly.
Let's grow. Let
Yeah.
it change. Let it evolve, and then it might come back again and go here and go there. Who knows?
But that's the beauty of Doctor Who, isn't it? You know, you look at it now, it's not like it was in the 70s or the 60s, but there is still something, there is a thread that goes throughout, this idea of, championing for justice, adventures in time and space.
That's the continuity that's always there.
That's it.
Exactly, yeah. And
Always
somebody
there.
who changes their face, who changes their body, who changes their style every now and then, constantly moving and moving and moving. And it's so good.
I can't wait. I'm like, I was a big fan of the Cuties because I started watching Sex Education a few years back. Oh, he's tremendous in that. I mean, they're all tremendous. Oh, I love that show. Anyway.
Yeah, he looks so cool and like charismatic and energetic.
He's just with it, isn't he?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? He's just right there. He's instantly the Doctor. Yeah.
Lovely chap.
Have you met him then? You've met him?
Yes.
Sorry, was that a dumb question? I don't know.
No, not at all. Because I've not met half the Doctors. You know what I mean? I ain't be one, which I'd love to as the years go on. You know, so but he's lovely.
Yeah, he seems really cool. Yeah. Paul, you wanted to ask a little bit about Holby as well, didn't you?
Yes, I had to, because my aforesaid daughter, who with me freaks out with the whole fugitive thing, because one of the first things she says, she goes, "It's Max!" Which kind of freaks her out as much as anything else. And she told me a little bit about Max's story. I mean, oh my goodness.
Max
she went through the ringer?
Oh, I'll tell you what, she's an alcoholic. She's got bad boyfriends. She's got, really awful relationships with everyone in her life, including her child, her one child, who's was transitioning, and she rejected her child because of that. And then seeing her evolve and understand what that was all about, and seeing them come back together and all of it. I mean, she was just all through. She was CEO, then she fell off the wagon with the drink, and she couldn't be CEO anymore. And then, and also my character kept popping into. Because I didn't know all the years I was watching Holby and Casualty, I didn't know they're actually meant to be the same hospital.
No.
Oh, I didn't know that either.
They're the same hospital. So when they some days they're like, "Oh, Jodie's going Wales this week because Max is going to go be on that ward, and that ward is in Casualty."
Yeah.
I was like, "Wait, I was what years old when I worked that out? And I've been watching these shows.
I was today
years
old.
Completely two different hospitals. They're the same hospital.
Brilliant.
So when I was CEO of the whole thing.
The whole thing. Yeah, you were in charge of Casualty as well.
Yeah. So I had to go and make appearances in that, and I'd be like, "Oh yeah, this is nice, charming." But she was, oh my God, she was so. No one liked Max, and slowly people started to like me. I mean, even friends and family would be like, "Oh, you're horrible." They're probably, "Oh, why are you so mean?" I loved it. It's nice playing bad guys.
I was going to say, it must be quite good. I mean, she had a really good arc as well. So many things happening there. Move from really bad to somebody you could actually start to relate to and kind of almost sympathise with.
Yeah, she found her humanity, and she opened up, and I think what it is when you keep lots of secrets and you try and be who you are not, and it was interesting when they brought the character of my mum, played by a wonderful actress called Donna Kroll, who's she's been a legend to me. When I first came in the business, she really helped me out, and so those episodes, because her mother was dying, and reminiscing about stuff and seeing how the relationship had grown with her mom, how they had been a partner, they were together, and you see the vulnerability of Max. It was a wonderful arc. It was lovely to go from so far from there that you thought you could never like this woman. She's never going to come good. She doesn't understand people. She's a hater to, this really warm, caring, but still quite stern when she needs to be.
Yeah.
Surgeon.
and doing a long run on something like that and having that big arc, it must be rewarding for you as an actress, and challenging, and also to play something so different from you as well. Absolutely. I mean, what was so funny when I got offered Holby, I had already shot Doctor Who. So my agent was like, because again, very naively, she was saying, "Look, things are going to pop off.
Yeah.
When you need to be available." But me being the actor of the jobbing actor, I'm like, I'm going to turn down Holby, regular money. Okay.
Yeah, the dream,
Yeah. Are you okay? And that just shows I've got such an amazing agent. She's just not, people think agents, breadheads, money. So most agents would be like, yeah, go and do your Holby. She was saying to me, have a think. I'm not telling you not to do it, but really think about it, because you're not going to be available to do lots of things as and when they come up when this airs. And I was thinking, what does she mean? I mean, and in the end, she had long chats with Holby people and said, look, something's about to be aired. She couldn't tell them what.
Yeah.
But then it was Doctor Who, and it's gonna, Joe, there's other jobs that Joe may need to go and do, and they were really, really good. They allowed me to go and do quite a few things. I mean, I don't know if you remember a series called Back to Life. I was doing that I'd done one season of that with Daisy Haggard when I'd taken Holby. Then we got a second season, and they allowed me. They took, gave me the time to go and do
Slot it
the
in.
second
That's really
series.
good.
You know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
I've got a lot to thank Back to Life for. Because Back to Life put me on the radar for the Doctor Who people, because they were all fans of Back to Life, which I didn't know at the time.
Yeah,
They
yeah,
loved my character, and I kept thinking, but my character in Back to Life is this incompetent, mad, clumsy, biscuit eating parole officer who's really shit at her job. So why they would have seen that and thought, oh, here's our Doctor.
Maybe the Fugitive Doctor was originally a biscuit-eating doctor,
Maybe so.
Yeah, maybe
and then
so.
over the rewrite, she got a gun at some point.
You know what I mean? Maybe I never got my own series. Maybe that's what she'll become. Who knows?
Yeah.
Sitting in a TARDIS, just chomping away.
Chomping away the custard creams.
Yeah. Oh, custard creams. Yeah, they're in the title.
Yeah,
Do you know,
yeah.
I have to ask as well, actually, because just going back to the Fugitive Doctor, that episode, your chemistry with Jodie on screen, when you have that little bit of banter in the TARDIS and the console room thing, I mean, that's awesome. How much fun was it working with Jodie? Was it good?
Super fun. I mean, we rehearsed, especially that, the scene when we have to talk together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You think, listen, let me tell you, proper skills involved in that, my dear.
I'm sure. Yeah. Do you know what? I get it. Yeah.
To get that
Because
right.
pin perfect, absolutely pin perfect.
But she's just a dream. The actor's dream. She's supportive. She's really caring, and she's funny. So we can have a giggle that, if we make a mistake, it's no big deal. We just have a little laugh and we go again.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And she's not one of them actors that gets us knickers in a twist. She's just chilled. You know what I mean? And she talks to everyone. I don't have the energy that Jodie has. Let me tell you that. I do not have her. She's a bit younger than me. I do not have her energy. She will talk to from the executive to the director to the cleaner to the this year one, and she's got stories with everyone, like some kind of relationship with everyone.
Yeah.
I was just like, in between takes, don't you just want to sit down and just look at a wall? But she's like,
look at a wall.
Yeah, because sometimes that's how you feel. You feel so drained from the thing.
Yeah, I
Me
can
anyway.
imagine.
All I want to do is look at a wall. Don't talk to me. Give me some water. Let me catch my breath. Let me think about what I'm gonna do. But and the thing is, that's a lot of that energy that her doctor brought to the table. So I think that if she took those breaks, it's like she was in kind of character.
Yeah.
Even though that is Jodie, but that was kind of her way of keeping that. Because it's no easy job doing what she did, any doctor, because you are on all the time.
Yeah.
The reams and reams of lines that you have to learn, and then the rewrites happen, then you have to unlearn, relearn quickly, I mean, and it's like being on Holby, actually. That was just, I'd never done soap, regular on a soap before, and I remember there's a Scottish actress called Dawn, what's her surname? Anyway, she's lovely. She'd been doing it for about a year and a half when I stepped on. And she said, oh, Jo, she said, if you have any problems, come to me, because it can get really on top. And if it gets too much. And I'm looking at her like, darling, I've been in the game 100 years. I'll be fine. Don't worry about me. Cut to 2 months later, me sitting in the makeup chair. I don't think I can do this. I can't do this anymore. I'm tired. I can't learn any more lines. Look at me like saying, yeah, bitch, yeah.
Was it Dawn Steele that you were thinking about? Dawn Steele, Ange Goddard.
Ange Goddard, she was one of my best friends there. They were all. I'm not going because they're going to say who's your favourite. I don't have no favourites, but she's one of the good people that I really enjoy doing scenes with and stuff. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. And as I said, when I first stepped on, she was trying to show me, I'm here for you when you have your meltdown. And I was like, meltdown. I'm happy as can be. I've just chopped up food, which you don't know about.
Meltdown.
And I've got a regular on this. Love it. I definitely had a meltdown before it all came good.
I suppose different shows have different, speeds of production and turnaround on things, don't they? And like on Holby, there probably scripts flying in, and they're working quite fast on it, and there's much more.
It's baptism in fire, and I think. Oh my God, it was just, and the speed that you have to learn things out. I take my hat off to all actors who do so, especially the ones that have been in it for 20 years, 30 years. I don't know how you can do it. I mean, because after a year, I was like, I've loved it. it's all good, but I need to go. And my agent was like, yeah, it's time to go because there's lots of work here for you and there's lots of things happening because of Doctor Who. So a year is good. You've done your year. Let's go.
Yeah, that's good, yeah.
Who knew that COVID was going to be coming for us?
Oh, no. Yeah.
So after they'd really come to me and tried to entice me to stay, and we've said, don't think so, blah, blah, blah. I was supposed to have a meeting or a meal or something where they're going to talk with you and try and chat you up. By the time I saw what was going on with COVID, it was like, you know what I was saying about leaving? Yeah, I think maybe I should rethink that.
Might stick around.
Yeah,
maybe do another 6 months, see how it goes. So,
yeah,
because any work during that period was, was hard to come by, wasn't it? And
filming. Holby shut down for a while, but the soaps went back. One of the first things that went back were the soaps. We went back, and it was really difficult because you had to, makeup artists weren't allowed to do your makeup. You had to do your own makeup with them standing behind you, trying to give you instructions. You know what I mean? And it was so frustrating for them because a lot of us can't do. I can do one makeup now. What you see I've got on my face now, I learned to do that on Holby.
Right.
With them standing behind me going, keep blending, Joe, keep blending.
Keep blending.
When I'd get it all wrong and I'd be like, oh, God, I look terrible. Look at this. And they're like, keep blending. And it was so funny when you see the guys with the makeup brushes holding them like daggers. Yeah. Doing this with their makeup brushes and... Oh, it was a nightmare. But so I was really lucky that one of the few industries that was still happening were the soaps. So I was glad I hadn't jumped ship too soon.
Yeah, right.
But then I still knew that even I'd do the other 6 months, but then I knew whatever happens, I had to leave. And so I was leaving when the news came in that Holby was going to be no more.
That was quite a shocker.
25 years, I think.
Yeah.
It's been going. And, when you think about it's not just the actors.
It's the whole crew, everything.
Been there for, 25 years. The canteen people. It was just such a shock. And as I would have been, if I'd been putting my feet up thinking, oh, yeah, I'll do this for another 4 years, But I knew I was leaving, so I didn't have quite the same response everybody else did because I knew, but I felt for everyone. It was just, and the way it was done, it was very, but this is show business. What are you going to do?
Well,
sometimes,
you never know what's going to happen, do you? Good or bad, and they just.
You never know.
As Doctors has finished as well now, is it?
They've ended Doctors, which is such a shame. I mean, that show. I've done Doctors about. Yeah. Oh my God, I must have done it about 5-6 times. Back in the day, when you did the bill. 5. That's where you learnt your craft. More and more of these shows are disappearing, and I don't know where the young people, you have to go on to a big job. It's nice to go on to something like Doctors or Holby or Casualty and just sharpen your skills. Learning how
kind of get used to it all and
learn
build
all
up
the jargon, how you do this, how you hone a performance, how big you can go, how small you need to be, how. There's so much, and now, I don't know what they're going to replace Doctors with, but I think it's a real shame. Let's see if Casualty lasts, because it's like they're getting rid of them all.
Yeah. Charlie's gone now, isn't he? He went in. Charlie been there since day one, and
when I saw that he was going, I was like, well, he must have heard something.
He
must
sensed
know
it in the wind.
Something. I'm like, why are you going to leave now? You've been there 50 years.
Yeah, he's the equivalent of Dr. Carl on Neighbours, isn't he?
Isn't he?
Yeah, if Dr. Carl goes,
I'm
he's brilliant.
Huge fan of him. He's a brilliant actor to the point where I used to be like, why doesn't he leave Casualty and do other things? Because he's so. Remember him back in the Long Good Friday. Remember him in.
Yeah.
That guy is, for me, maybe it might be over the top, but I think he's like our De Niro. He's like our Al Pacino. That's the level. That's where I have him on the pedestal, and the talent that guy has. I can't wait to see what he's going to go and do now. He's got his own series, the detective series or something.
He does, definitely. He needs that kind of thing.
And I could be his sidekick.
Yeah. There you go.
Let's write it here first.
Let's do it. Yeah. How we fixed for time, Joe?
Let me see where we are. We've got about another. It's nearly quarter past. I've got until about 20 past. Okay, 25 past at a push.
Brilliant. So quickly, then you managed to fit in another appearance in Doctor Who during COVID as well, didn't you? And come back at the end.
Thing.
I've done how many appearances? I've done about 2 other appearances since.
Yeah.
2 or 3.
Three.
I think it was 3.
Yeah, I think so.
I've just rewatched them,
you
just
did,
last
didn't
week.
you?
You think
Yeah.
I could remember, wouldn't you? But no.
You think I'd remember?
Yeah.
But yeah, so there was that bit where you're in the mirror, aren't you? So Jodie's
Yeah.
kind of going back in time in her mind or something, and she's
That's
walking
right.
through that temple,
you
and
came
she
back
sees
in,
you. And
in Jodie's final episode as well, didn't
oh
you?
yes,
Yes.
Oh God, yeah.
that was the other one.
Yeah,
that was
the other one. Yeah.
Yeah. Mad.
Power of the Doctor. That was an awesome
That was
story.
that was a proper epic to go out on there.
Humdinger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So was it just? Did you just pop in for the day on that and do it? And
Yeah, just popped in casual as you like. Comes like, you
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Just
Here
now
she
you're an
is.
old hat, yeah. I'm the
Yeah.
Doctor,
Yeah.
mate. You know?
Yeah, I'm here. The only
Dropped
thing, every
in.
time I get the call, say, will you come and do a bit? I'm always like, flipping heck, I've got to stop eating. Got to fit into that costume. Because it's a fitted suit. You can't put on an inch.
yeah.
You gotta keep.
You've got to stay the same size. You cannot go up any which way. You
Yeah.
know, so I normally go nil by mouth about
Is it?
2 weeks before. Yeah, I go about nil
Yeah.
by mouth a couple of weeks before just to drop a couple of kgs. You know what I mean?
I have to do that whenever I wear a business suit, because I've only got one suit now. I don't
Yeah,
buy
yeah.
anymore. It's like 10 years old, so it's like, I'm gonna sing it in. Oh, jeez.
Put the girdle on. Yeah.
It will work. It will work.
Well, they
Face
always
is
ask,
going red.
yeah, they'll always call me out the costume people and say, anything we should know, Joe? Do we need to let anything out? Do you come from it?
It's a bit
And
rude.
I remember, oh God, no. So every time that call comes, it's no ice cream for me, you know. But no, it's always a pleasure. And the thing is, when you go down there, it's always mostly the same crew and the same people. It's again, that's its own family in itself, you know.
But you know, that's one of the things we took away from talking to people from the era. What a family environment it was there, and how welcomed everyone was, and you know how kind of jovial the whole thing was, and it sounded brilliant. You know,
really lovely. It's so warm, and because sometimes acting can be quite stressful. That thing of you feel you're being judged. Am I going to get it right? Am I doing the right thing? I remember my lines. But I'm so cushioned that I feel that, which is what you want to aim for in any job you do, is to fit that kind of comfort level, so you can then deliver and perform without having that tightness of, oh God, these people, they're not, knowing that you're being fully supported and you're not being judged, and everybody's willing you to do your best work and create an environment that you can produce your best work. It's wonderful. It's wonderful.
And going back to play Fugitive again, knowing what impact she'd made must have been quite nice as well, and kind of increased the confidence in it as well.
Definitely, because I knew a bit more about the Fugitive Doctor, and every time I go back, it's like it just grows, So and obviously getting to do the series, the audio series, that informed me again. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And the where you want the performance to be and where you want it to go, and the journey of that character. And in the big audio, you see some of the vulnerable sides, which are really interesting.
Yeah. So, and if because there's a lot of rumours about spin-off series with Disney and Russell T and all the rest of it, and if they called you up one day, or your agent calls you up and say, listen, Joe, Russell's been on the phone, he's talking about a spin-off series for the Fugitive Doctor, would you go for it?
You're lucky I didn't cut you off before you finished your sentence.
Is it?
I was about to cut you off and go, I know where you're going, and guess what? Yes. Whatever else I was doing, we'd have to find a way
you just
to
walk off set.
Mate, I'm
done.
I'm gone.
Yeah, write me out.
I'm off to feed my real self.
Everyone's standing around there saying, well, where's she gone?
Where's she gone? She don't give a shit. She's gone.
And the
We
viewers
find
will
Joan,
be going,
Rick.
where's Joe's character gone?
Mate,
She's
like
gone.
a shot. That would be like music to my ears. But you never know in this world that.
You never know.
We
never
can,
know.
Never know.
We can live in hope, but we've got Big Finish to come. So hopefully
Definitely
plenty
looking
more of
forward to
that
that.
as well. After this first batch.
Absolutely.
So I'm aware of the time. You probably need to go in a minute. So thank you so much for joining us and fitting us in.
Thank you, Joe.
Don't make it work. I know you've been very patient. It's taken such a while to get this together. And sometimes
you've been very good to us.
Because the thing is, what's so wicked is that, obviously on the Insta thing, I get a lot of people. So the fact that I've even seen your message,
Yeah, that's exactly, yeah.
Jeff's persistence, maybe.
you know what I mean? But you know, in the future, if you didn't hear from me, if you reached out, then sometimes you reach out to my agent, because at least they might, they can contact you, because that has been, it was meant to be. As I said, what's for you can't pass you by, because I don't know how this has happened.
Yeah, well, we were
just me
destined
and you
to
guys.
do it. Yeah, no, it's been amazing. Yeah. So,
no, it's been
thank you
an
so much.
absolute delight talking to you, Joe. I've loved this. Thank you so much for giving us the Fugitive Doctor, for giving us an hour or so of your time today. You know, the fans love you, we love you, and I can't wait to hear more. The Fugitive Doctor and what you're doing. So,
love
thank you so much.
Good luck with filming, and we look forward to seeing what's coming up soon, and we'll talk to you again, hopefully.
Okay,
Brilliant.
my darlings. Take care.
Thanks a lot. See you later. And you.
You too, Joe.
Bye.
All the very best. Bye-bye.
So we hope you've enjoyed listening to that. Joe is amazing. And
amazing.
Joe, if you're listening back to this...
So much fun.
Her energy is
so much energy.
Off the chart. And her passion and enthusiasm. And what I really like as well, I was going to say, Joe, if you're listening, thank you. You are a absolute superstar.
Legend.
I love that, Joe was really busy as an actress anyway, and was doing loads of work, and then Doctor Who came along, and it changes everyone's life, but she quite articulated it well, how much impact it had on her, both in her personal life and interactions with fans, but professionally as well, and her work there, and what it did for her. And it's just amazing to hear that, and her passion for it as well, and that she's still involved. There's Big Finish stuff to come. There might be other things down the line, who knows, but she's got lots of shows, Netflix stuff coming out as well, so she's going to be on our screens for quite a long while to come.
She's in demand, and
she
fabulous.
is.
What an enjoyable interview. I really enjoyed that. Her energy, enthusiasm, it's just infectious. Just infectious. When she's talking about Jodie being really energetic and everything else, I'm thinking, well, you're kind of there, Joe.
Yeah, you're at the same level.
I was going to say it.
Yeah.
But fantastic. No, really good. And hope you guys out there in podcast land enjoyed our chat with Joe just as much as we did.
So thank you very much for listening, and we'll catch you soon on Who Corner to Corner podcast.
See you next time. Bye for now.
Bye.